Thanks, Zena. I don't think I really want to talk about myself much more, and you're probably already sick of me, so sorry, I do apologise in advance. Today I am going to talk to you about the role of content in the sales funnel, and I'm going to specifically address a brand new product which we've just launched to market called Secure Exchange. Now, I've got a clicker. Do I know how to use it? Yes. So most of you in the room probably hadn't heard of INFOTRACK before I got here today, but for the boating and sailing enthusiasts, you may recognise our brand. We do sponsor a super maxi in the Sydney to Hobart. I think we came fourth this year, so that's okay. We did all right. Okay, so I'm going to jump straight into a story. And today, this story that I'm going to tell you about is in relation to the property market. Basically, INFOTRACK and engaging with our clients in the last few months, we've recognised that we have a real problem in the property market. We looked at building a solution and developing a value proposition to share this story. And I guess a show of hands as to, is there anyone in the audience today who's interested in buying a property at the moment or doing a bit of property searching? Yes, good, too. Right, so this is the best time to buy, right? Because there's this massive market downturn at the moment. But what I would like to say is that great time to buy, but beware, because there is a problem you need to be aware of. So what do these three people have in common? Well, Andrew Buckley, he's a former CEO of a Brisbane-based multinational engineering firm. He lost $90,000 to an email scam when he purchased his $1.2 million investment property in the Gold Coast. And then there's Danny Venn. Does anyone recognise Danny? She's a former MasterChef finalist. Danny lost $250,000 on the settlement of her property, a Melbourne property, which was stolen after her conveyance's email account was hacked. And this South Australian woman, who wishes to remain anonymous, lost over $500,000 on the property she planned to return back to Melbourne to retire for. And there are many more stories like this starting to emerge. So what's the common thread here? It's phishing. And what we're finding out is that more and more of us are experiencing phishing emails such as these. And they just look like they're real emails from Spotify and Netflix. So our marketing team decided we better do some research on this. This is a real problem in the property market. This is the area we practice in. We need to find out what's going on. So we did a bit of research, we dug a little deeper, and what we started to see was that cybercrime is definitely on the rise here and globally. And there was such a large reported financial loss resulting from attempts of phishing. So, of course, we had to ask our clients what they were experiencing. So we ran some focus groups late last year. What they told us absolutely shocked us. 50% of them said that phishing was happening to their business all the time. Only 30% of them had reported any of these occurrences. But even worse so, most cases of fraud and stolen monies never go reported. And it's really because they're protecting reputation. So lawyers and real estate agents are really just not sharing the true stories as they emerge. It's the people who are buying the properties who are sharing the stories. So it was really the obligation of my marketing team and myself, and they're all sitting here. How did you get in here? Where did you get in here? To come up with a solution to this problem. And so we understood what the problem was. We understood what the risks to our clients were. We knew we had the tech capability. We're a fast developing house. We know how to develop product. So we have a really great, strong team behind us. And what we asked them to do was to develop a solution that we could take to market, which would help solve this problem. And while they were building away the code, our team worked on building the value proposition. And it was through content that we did this predominantly. And the story that I've been sharing with you today about those three people and many, many more that we don't know about was a story we needed to tell our clients and their clients. And so we basically started on a journey of storytelling. And we utilised the content channels that we have internally. And one of our most important channels is our Practitioner Playbook. And we built this playbook only 20 weeks ago. The playbook was developed so that we could help lawyers with understanding what are the rules that they need to play by in this changing technological landscape. They're lawyers. They don't really want to have to navigate. They don't really want to have to change. So this playbook is about how they do that. And we dedicated, I think it says edition number 8, my glasses and my eyes, they're not that great, edition number 8, to staying cyber safe. And we really got a great response to that edition. From that, we then had further opportunities to share content. And our CEO, John Ahern, is actually a former CIO and security expert. So we had the luxury of having a subject matter expert and an advocate go on a speaking circuit and share the story with key clients and industry influencers. We also used a lot of our partners. We have a lot of technology partners, and we also engaged industry influencers and ran joint webinars. Nothing's better than joint webinars for lead generation in our business. So Sophia, who handles our webinar program, successfully engaged with the right industry partners and stakeholders to create awareness through webinar presentations. So in 8 weeks, we basically brought secureexchange.com.au to market. And we're very proud of the work that was done to get to this point, because not only was it customer-led, it was led by a real problem in the market that we had to respond to, but it was building the story and creating awareness through content that actually got us to this point. And so there are a few challenges with this. Secure Exchange is a brand new brand unto itself, and it's powered by INFOTRACK, the technology. Just creating awareness of a new brand, as you would appreciate, is a mountain to climb on its own. But the other big challenge is that Secure Exchange was built not just for our traditional clients, those lawyers, but also for a new audience of real estate agents and property buyers. So suddenly our below-the-line marketing budget has now got to get a lot bigger. We still haven't solved that yet, but we're working on this as we go. The new Secure Exchange website, obviously, because we are a tech company and we do have security advisors on our team, has been built to the best standards of security and using two-factor authentication. Everything's truncated, highest level of security, bank level security. So that's also important to know when you're dealing with a product like this. You don't want to put your brand at risk of actually having something that's not robust enough. So since the launch, what we've been doing is building that engagement with our new real estate market. And again, we did this through content. We basically have used content in every form we possibly can to share the story, to educate real estate agents on what is actually starting to emerge in the market is knowledge around the fact that there are so many unreported cases of deposit funds going missing that they really can't ignore the story. So we went out to the real estate business, urban developer, elite agent. We went out to the real estate institutes. We use blog posts, media release, we use social. We've basically used key influencers. We're still getting a lot of engagement and we still have a long time to go, but it's increasing as our story unfolds with this audience. I forgot to flip the slides. I'm so ingrained in my own story. Okay. All right, this is a good piece of the puzzle. So we've already had the whole 14th of March was when the biggest ever outage with Facebook and Instagram happened. That was our launch date, by the way. So yeah, so we couldn't have planned a better date, really. But one of the important aspects of our go-to-market plan is to build a new community with real estate agents and with property buyers. And we knew that our INFOTRACK social media strategy wasn't really going to cut it because it's geared towards lawyers. So our digital marketing coordinator, Arita, who's filming me right now, loves social. She actually designed our social media strategy for this product, and I'm really impressed with the work she's done, because one of the things I've really enjoyed from her social strategy is that she's taken the story in the bits that we unveiled through the research and is slowly feeding little snack-sized, bite-sized snippets of that story back to these audiences. Now, we know how long it takes for someone to pay attention to anything we share via social, but there's a really good relationship between the new brand and the story that she's telling. And I can see that I'm really impressed with that work, and hopefully she gets the rewards personally with really good take-up as we go through this process. So, then it was this thing. Okay, so we've got an explainer video. Everyone has an explainer video, I know. But we needed one because specifically for this, we had to educate why this was needed. If people don't understand why it's needed, nobody's ever going to use it because it's a change in behaviour. So this explainer video was produced for real estate agents specifically, and it is a little bit kitsch. It's supposed to be really straight to the point and easy to understand. So do you want to listen to it? 40 seconds? Okay, let's go. Will it work? Yes. You've got this, right? A keen buyer is ready to purchase your property listing, and everyone is now relying on you to ensure the process runs smoothly. But did you know there is an alarming risk for real estate agents? With online deposits on the rise, cyber criminals are now targeting you. They're probably monitoring your emails right now and getting ready to intercept your next deposit transfer. The good news is that you can prevent this from happening. Secure Exchange brings together verified parties in a secure environment and enables you to communicate privately, ensuring your client's deposit is transferred into the right account. With Secure Exchange, your deposit will be guaranteed. Protect your reputation today through secureexchange.com.au. Yes, that's me, and I do sound like this, and that was done on a budget, and I do regret not getting a voice artist, so that will be for next time. I think the most interesting thing about the video is, and everyone in the audience already knows this, that video is great right now, and short form video is going so well on social for us. We've had over 14,000 views in the 27 days we've been in market. So I think that's a really great outcome at this point for us. Definitely we'll be using short form video a lot more moving forward to tell this story. So this is my last slide. I'll only take up a couple more minutes of your time. The whole point of this presentation was to talk about content through to the sales funnel. I've spoken more about content and launching a new product, but that's okay. I think the important thing is just having a look at what ended up happening after the 27 days. So our first month sales targets, we've actually exceeded those by more than 50%. Our unique web views, we've exceeded those, and our unique video views, we've doubled those. So we're already looking in a really good shape. These metrics may be really awful for some organisations and for much larger brands, of course, but for us, these are good metrics. So we're really excited as to where this is going. In terms of the sales pipeline, we're really I guess, surprised at where we landed with this after 27 days. We've actually converted leads directly to clients with minimal need to lead nurture. It's something unlike most other campaigns I've run before, and I feel like the content has actually helped us to leapfrog from the storytelling to the client buy-in. So I think content can do that for us in a way that we've not been able to achieve previously. Our next challenge is to keep educating our new market segment. It's to continue to stay on top of the news stories and release those as soon as they come to hand. And it's to be able to get our real estate community to grow and actively trust us. And of course, because this is what our bosses really want, they want us to get our clients actively transacting and coming back again and again. So I guess for those of you who are planning on buying a property, the two of you on my left, remember the buyer beware label and remember to ask your lawyer or your real estate agent if they're using secure exchange before you pay your deposit. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Sandra. Do we have any questions for Sandra before she hops off the stage from anyone? Just one at the back.
At the back?
Hello.
Hello.
Question about how have you been able to attribute those sales from your content activity?
Oh, good question. Because everything we do, we practically tag. We tag, track and measure them to conversion, and everything's been online and automated. So it's really Lani, she's sitting over there. Lani's been on my team for a short period of time, but she's the digital marketer, and I tell you, to have someone who can actually tell you where your blind sides are is incredible. She's come in and she's been able to help us map everything. So yeah, we're running like a pure digital operation from content curation all the way through to conversion.
Any more questions for Sandra? I have a really quick one, and I'm sure you've mentioned it. How long did it take between identifying the problem, doing the research, figuring out the strategy, building the platform, creating the content, setting up the social channels and going live?
Yeah. Was it August, guys, that we started the focus group research last year, or later? Later, was it September? So September till the launch date, March 14.
Okay, so that seems pretty fast.
Very fast.
And pretty quick to get results.
Yes.
So what's your advice to other marketers who need to get things done pretty quickly?
Yeah, I believe that you've just got to work really collaboratively with all of the different business units. You really need to be working closely with your developers. You need to work with your product innovators. You need to work with your chairman even. You need to work with everyone and get the buy-in. And we actually had a real believer in this product in our organisation, and he was really driving this forward. We all had doubts as to whether or not it would get take-up because we had to create a new market standard. Like, there's no such thing in the market already. This is an industry standard, so it's always hard when you're the first mover in this sort of space. But we had a believer, we had an advocate, and he helped us drive an outcome.
I think we have one more question.
There's a lady.
Right?
Yeah.
Sorry. Missed you there. Libby?
Yeah, I'm just interested to understand if you'd use a CRM system and how you track all that you're doing in a digital way through that system to really understand the sales funnel.
Okay, so we use Pardot and we use Salesforce. Can I get Lani to answer the question? She's turned up, so you do some work. So I'll give the mic to Lani.
Yes, we use Salesforce as our main CRM. We put a form up on the Secure Exchange website, which we tagged with Pardot, and that allowed us to identify where they've come from, who they are when they convert, and and how the sales team can approach them as well. So that's how we mapped that out. Yep.
All right, thanks very much,
Thanks,
Sandra.
everyone.